I'm Angela. Nice to meet you. I am just going to give you a few suggestions that I can think of to help with practicing Fantasy Impromptu. It can be a difficult piece. It's a really beautiful piece. I haven't actually studied it in a very long time, so I'd love to get my own skills up to par with it. I do remember that when I was studying this piece, I was about probably 15 years old, and I'm soon to turn 38 now, so that tells you a little bit about how long it's been. I remember it being very challenging the first 6 months, and I remember that you have to practice the hands separately, and then one day it just clicks. And I really feel very passionately about this. I think that for my own piano students, when I work with them, practicing super slow is one of the very top ways that you can work tension out in your hands. So my first suggestion with the piece is, in addition to taking it very slow, it's to actually think of this piece in 4/4 time. It's important to think of it that way because 1, 2, 3, 4, you can balance the difference in playing so many notes in your right hand, basically 16 notes per measure, with the left hand, which is actually only 12 notes per measure. I would really suggest using a metronome. I set it at 65 to start. You might want to play around with that. It's possible you might even want to take it slower. Don't go faster. It's really important. So 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, so you're really trying to be very deliberate about your touch. Now, that's a good speed if you already know the notes. If you don't know the notes and you're still working on note recognition, then you really should focus on that separately. So this speed is assuming that you already know the notes well, that you're not making mistakes with the notes. As soon as you have that down, I really would remind you to be key bedding. So making sure that when you play that note down, that you really feel that your finger has gone all the way down to the bottom. And don't be shy about stopping and focusing a few measures at a time and going super slow to make sure that you're key bedding. And make sure that you're working on guide yourself a little bit with your wrist in this aspect, and make sure that you're not staying there. What I observe is people like to they play too flat, and it does increase that tension in your hand, and you really gotta work on playing the note and then allowing, this is not a great angle unfortunately to really see it, but allowing your hand to do the following. So just focusing on getting individual muscle strength in every single finger. Once you put the piece together, it's going to make such a huge difference if you do that. The right hand is the same. I mean, you're going with that same tempo. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is probably too fast initially. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not trying to make it sound like you hear everybody play it yet. You're actually trying to get your fingers to build up strength, and at the point that everything clicks, and as I said, it took me at least 6 months. At the point that it all clicks, then your brain is able to stop thinking about the fact that your right hand is playing a different time from the left hand, and it's able to come together on those meeting points. So for example, 1, 2, so we're together, and then we're together, and then we're together. You start being able to think about it in that aspect after you've practiced it super slowly for a long time. And that's what I would say to do, because otherwise you're having to go backwards in your technique and your form and how beautiful it sounds. This particular piece, I believe, does better if you take your time and go super slow, almost painstakingly slowly at first, and then allow it to come together. So I'll play the first piece for you. I'm happy to do more as you go along. I would just say really focus on that technique, and don't even get into this section that's like this yet, you know, which is so beautiful. I would focus on this first. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. If you have any questions, let me know. That's where I would start. I would just start with super duper slow and think about it in 4/4 time, and play hands separately for the first few weeks, for the next few weeks. Even though I know you said you've studied this for a long time, I would really go a lot slower to work the tension out, especially in your left hand, and then we'll go from there. Sorry that I keep looking in the wrong spot. I keep thinking that my recorder is on this side, but it's actually on this side. Thank you. Thanks so much. Bye.